I'm Scrace from Scrace Architects. I set up my practice a couple of years ago to bring art back into architecture. So the ethos is the practice to paint, to see and shape space differently. And what I mean by that is we try and be as creative as we can in the ideas that we come up with. Originally it was set up solely as an architectural practice, but it has become and is expanding pretty much due to COVID. And we've diversified into sculpture and artwork, something that's been part of my life since the beginning, but is becoming more relevant now. So in my practice and with the team, we look to make the most of technologies and our creative flair to kind of bring something special to each of our clients. And hopefully with the artwork and the expansion of the artwork, that can expand into kind of more community-based installations and a bit more enabling in the way of conversations. I find that we're almost sort of acting almost as architectural therapists in what we do, both domestically and for residential and commercial clients. So we work on anything from a small summer house to £1 million pound offices and refurbs. So we've got a wealth of experience, and in terms of the artwork, the artistic side of things, we enjoy sort of reflecting on space and memory. So I think that's probably comes from my childhood. It probably comes from moving around a lot as a kid. Probably why I became an architect in the first place, to create my own home. And so I'm always kind of hunting for that perfect space, and whether that's through someone else's space or my own, then that's sort of where the passion lies. It came about really from being asked to kind of enter the competition, I think, and to come up with an idea that encapsulated, I think I've said that before, the 800 years and the transition and the movement of people from Old Sarum down to the cathedral. And I was actually struck by one of Ash's photos, which was of people moving and capturing of the light and movement within the cathedral. And it sort of reminded me that we're forever kind of moving through these spaces. And we do that a lot in our towns and our cities. So here we sort of ignore almost the cathedral that is behind us. So I think I was looking to find something that caught that moment and reminded us of how privileged we are to have kind of the cathedral at the heart of it, and not just the building, but the community that is the church behind us. And I've been quite lucky because I've been part of that community for a long time. But I've always felt that we dwell a little bit on our past, and I thought that in looking to the future we might be able to kind of galvanise ourselves and react to all the tricky things that have been going on for Salisbury. I think probably where it sort of came about as this idea about the cathedral, it became more about the people. So it became more about the interaction and the recognition of the place that we all find ourselves in. And that happened obviously because of COVID, but it was happening before that anyway with Novichok. And so we'd all begun to reflect on what it was that we liked and we held dear. In my practice, the way that we work is that we work to kind of engage with our clients and listen to their ideas and try and, I suppose, distill those ideas. So that's what we've tried to do here, is we've tried to distill what I think the community needs and some of the thoughts and the things people have said to me, and try and get people to sort of bridge that gap between the past and the future, so that we can go, right, actually we've got the solidity of our past, we've got the reassurance of being here in a good point in time, but we've got a fairly fragile future unless we start looking after things.